Hello, everyone, and a big warm welcome to Mindfulness with Kelly. I'm so happy to have you follow my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to talk about the beauty in art, and then we're going to do a just sitting meditation at the end of the chat. I wanted to start by saying yesterday I woke up with really sticky thoughts that would just keep ruminating, and they were really stuck, and throughout the night these thoughts sort of continued, and when I woke up they were still there, and I'm sure we can all experience what that feels like. And instead of being frustrated, I just allowed them to be there, but I just wanted to say that they do change throughout the day, and there's some things that we can do to change our thoughts, or set up an environment for our thoughts to be able to change. So when I got up, I went for a run, and throughout the run, my thoughts did change, or the nature of the sticky thoughts did change. And then when I came back home, I had a shower, and then I meditated. And throughout the meditation, the sticky thoughts were definitely all consuming me. And my mind did quieten down a little bit, and I did kind of find some peace or some calm, but they were definitely still there. And then I wanted to talk to you about the experience of going to the Tate. So we had Andy Warhol tickets yesterday at the Tate Modern, and we haven't been to the Tate Modern now for about 4 months since it was closed. And it was a very, very, very different Tate Modern. There was time sessions that you had to book in advance. Anyway, when we arrived at the Tate, I just had this overwhelming appreciation of being able to go back into galleries. And it's something I've really missed for the duration of the lockdown. And that feeling of overwhelm and joy was very significant, because when I was talking about my sticky thoughts started to change as soon as I got to the gallery. And when we entered, there's a lot less people now, which is actually more joyful, or quite nice. And when we entered the Andy Warhol exhibition, there was maybe about, an eighth of the people that would normally go to an exhibition like that. And the thing that really resonated with me is when you're looking at his paintings and his videos, the thing that really struck me was looking at beauty, or looking at art with a lens of absorption. Beauty naturally arises. And through the whole exhibition, I really noticed, in the disaster series, just the tragedy in the series, of the disaster series. And then with his, very famous flowers, I was looking at the picture, at his painting, and or his screen print, and it was just like, wow. And I suddenly noticed that the sticky thoughts that I was experiencing in the morning has completely shifted. And I wanted to kind of highlight that, because cultivating wise attention, or cultivating or improving your cultural diet, can also improve your your mental states in quite a positive way. And I guess the arts for me really has that ability to absorb, have your mind completely and your heart completely absorbed in beauty. And definitely the Tate is one of my happy places. And it was just, I found it quite curious how my sticky thoughts and how my mental states changed significantly being surrounded by art and being surrounded by beauty. And I think the more you have as a basis of expanding your cultural diet, whether it be listening to music, or whether it be now going to galleries, or just walking along a canal and connecting with nature. That for me is something that is definitely definitely a part of improving your mental states and improving positive mental states. That's all I'd like to say about the beauty in art. But I definitely wanted just to highlight the point that pure absorption in art and pure absorption in your experience of looking at art is just magical and wonderful if you can find that connection. You know, it's not for everyone. And there's some artists I'm sure you won't relate to, or some people might not relate to the art world at all, but it's just a different perspective. And I think it's an entry point into our childlike, our playful, authentic self. There's definitely an entry point in looking at art to get into that creative, authentic self. Now we're going to do just sitting meditation. It's going to be for about 5 to 10 minutes. And if you've never done it before, that's absolutely fine. I'll be able to guide you through. When you're ready, just set up for the meditation. You can sit on a sofa, or you can lie on the floor. You can sit on a chair. The only thing I recommend is for you to have your back upright. And if you can kind of find some stillness, that would be wonderful. And if you feel fidgety, just see if you can remain still and just see what it feels like, because you might feel a lot of a lot of discomfort with just sitting still. Okay. So when you're ready, just close your eyes. And when you've just closed your eyes, just notice any relief of closing your eyes. And it could be just very small, a small pleasure of just closing your eyes. And as you close your eyes, just check into how you're feeling today. And you might feel pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral sensations. And just check into your emotional tone, check into the flavor of your thoughts, and see if you can ground all the weight of your body onto the chair or the cushion, and furthermore to the floor. Just ground all your energy down to the floor. And just see if you can relax just a little more. And now just check in to your breath. Just notice the temperature of the room. See if you can notice any smells in the room. And just notice any sounds coming from outside and sounds coming from inside the room. We're just trying to cultivate awareness of the present moment. And to ground yourself in the experience, just connect to your breath. And just be open and curious of your breath. Be open and curious whether you breathe into your stomach or whether you breathe into your chest, or whether your breath is shallow or it's deep. Just notice any restrictions around your chest or any tension in your shoulders. And if your mind has got a lot to say about this, just let your thoughts come and go like cars passing by. You don't have to engage in them in any way. You just have to allow them to be there. And just start to notice your face and your head. Just notice if you're frowning or if you're smiling. And just soften a little more. Just notice your neck and your shoulders. And if your shoulders feel tense, see if you can iron out any little knots and just relax a little bit further. And just notice your hands resting on your legs. Does that feel pleasant or neutral? Notice your arms. Now just notice all the sensations in your stomach. We hold a lot of emotions in our stomach in the form of anxiety or worry. And it could feel like little knots, and just see if you can just relax your stomach just a little bit more. Now notice your sitting bones, your legs. Sometimes we hold a lot of tension in our legs, so just see if they're clenched or they're loose. And just soften them a little bit further. And just notice your shins and your feet. And if you want a little bit more sensations, just wriggle your toes around. And this will generate a little bit more sensations. And just notice what that feels like. Now expand your awareness to the whole of your body and to the whole of your experience. And if you get stuck on a particular thought, you can label that thought like work or home or weekend. And just allow it to be there. Allow it to be part of your experience and don't push it away, no matter how painful it can be. And once again, just connect back to the breath and use it as a guide or an anchor to this practice. And now pay attention to your heart area. And your heart center is really the center of your chest. It's not your heart, your literal heart. And just notice if your heart is open and if there's any warmth or any feeling around your heart. Now just start to feel the weight of your body on the cushion in the chair. And just observe if your breath has changed from the start of the exercise until now. Just start to notice the sounds outside the room, the sounds inside the room. And notice the texture of your clothes on the skin. And once again, just check back into how you're feeling now. Check back into your emotional tone. And notice any changes from the start of this exercise until now. And just not start to notice the full effects of this practice today, whilst anchoring your attention on the breath. And when you're ready, just slowly open your eyes and just allow the light to absorb into your eyes. And at this point, I'd really like you to take a little bit of time to really feel and nurture the effects of the practice, because it's an accumulation. Meditation is an accumulative practice that once you do time and time again, I guess the meditation deepens in a lot of ways. But I really recommend not to just jump up and do the next thing. Just take a minute to either have a tea after doing a meditation and just try and see if you can absorb the practice fully, because it will have massive benefits to your overall life. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.